Along with the lighthouse, it is the only other structure on Sanibel to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The exact date it was built is elusive, but we think that it might have been 1919. Originally, it was constructed as a Baptist church for a congregation of 37 islanders. Obviously, that venture didn't last very long because by 1927, the building was abandoned. That year, a very successful, education-minded sharecropper, Isaac J. Johnson, converted the building into a schoolhouse to serve the Black children of Sanibel. 2 years later, Lee County purchased the building and agreed to provide a teacher as long as at least 7 children were enrolled. Occasionally, there were not enough students, so the kids had a long commute by ferry and then by bus to Dunbar and Fort Myers. From 1940 until 1946, the school was closed due to World War II. After it reopened, the school only lasted 4 years before closing for good. The building itself remained vacant until 1968, when it became an art gallery for many years, and later a bank. Then, until Hurricane Ian, it was Lily's jewelry store. In addition to serving as a school, the little building also provided a place of worship for Black families on Sanibel, as well as a gathering place for Black community activities. At Christmas, island residents, Black and white, attended a program in the building. In a 1992 interview, Wynn Wiles was enthusiastic about the annual event. Quote, "They didn't preach too much, but they could sing, lots of singing, and acts. They generally have a little act with it. Yeah, it was beautiful, and everybody knew everybody." This evening, we had planned to have with us a true son of Sanibel. Eugene Gavin is the grandson of Isaiah and Hannah Gavin, who came to Sanibel around 1917. In 1933, his father, Edmund Gavin, married Eleanor Walter and raised a large family on the island. This hardworking pioneer family helped develop and shape the island. Eugene Gavin is the 5th son of the couple. Unfortunately, Gene has recently dealt with some serious health issues. He is unable to be here with us this evening as we had planned. We are sorry to miss his memorable stories and wish him well as he regains his health. Here are some video excerpts from an interview with Eugene and his older brother, Kenneth.
I can remember as a young child, we started work at a very early age, little kids, maybe 7 or 8. And other kids that I've come in contact with talk about working farms. Well, we worked the beaches. My daddy would wake us up early in the morning, probably about 4:30, 5 o'clock, take us to the beach, and we'd pick up shells. Probably for a couple hours. Then he'd bring us back home and we'd get ready and then walk to school. After school, we'd go back to the beach and pick up shells. And we had buckets that we would pick them up in. And when the buckets got filled, we would take them up into the high tide level. And then Dad would come later on and he'd see where we had left them. He'd pick them up until he caught up with us. And then we'd bring all the shells back. We had big bins that we'd put those shells in. And then we would sort those shells, and then on a weekend, someone from Fort Myers Shell Factory would come over, purchase the shells.
But that's where we would go in the morning before school and after school. And the school we went to was Lilly and Company, where it is today. And when I first can remember, I reach back, it had to have 7 children. And when Mom and Dad went to the school board, Dad said that, well, I can supply with 7. And at that time, he did have enough children to get the school open the next day. But of course, they didn't move that fast. They didn't move fast like him, but I think he wanted to get them out of the house, from the beach, and in the classroom. And of course, it wasn't many days after that, he got that. And after it didn't go any further than fourth grade, I can remember the teacher's name was Lossie Mae Pearson, and she was a school teacher, and she taught just about everything. She taught the dramatics, she taught math, she taught English, she taught chemistry. Everything that she had learned, it was applied to us in the one-room schoolhouse. We all got along well in the classroom and was very obedient. I can remember that. It just seemed like it was quiet as a church mouse when we were in there. When the teacher gave us our assignment, you didn't run around and make noise in the class. You took care of business, because our father would always punish us if we didn't behave ourselves and had disrespected adults. And I remembered us walking from Island End Road to school, and we'd have to fight the mosquitoes, and the white children would have their bus ride. They'd ride by us, and sometimes we'd hide in the woods because we were a little bit embarrassed with them riding the bus and we were walking to school.
Probably did not perceive it as detrimental, or didn't necessarily see it as I would look at it today and analyze situations. But the one thing that I do remember is that our books came from the white school. We never got any new books. We got the books that they had already had. And I do remember the incident wherein the black school had a one-seater outhouse. The white school had a two-seater outhouse, so two kids could go to the bathroom at the same time. And then when they had an indoor toilet for the white school, they moved the two-seater outhouse to the black school. So I remember those kind of things, but at the time, we were just glad to have a two-seater outhouse so that you wouldn't have to wait and go on yourself or go further out in the woods. But as you look back on those kind of situations, you realize that things were, you knew they were different, but at the time there wasn't a sort of a negative reaction to it. Sometimes we would, be mischievous and eat someone's lunch.
Somebody's
at the
cookies.
school. Mom would fix lunch for us to take to school, lunch bags, and so there was a place at the school that you take the lunch bag and you leave it there until teacher lets you out for lunch. Sometimes you're on your way to the toilet and you stop in there and you grab someone's sandwich, and you weren't really going to the toilet, but you
need a reason to get out of there.
Little mischievous things like that. But it was fun. It was fun,
I can say, even after watching that video, there was always one common thread, and I hear it from my father time after time, that, although they went to separate schools, there was no color in the community. They were all brothers and they were all sisters, and they grew up together. And when they went to high school, took the ferry and then the bus over to Cypress Lake High School. My dad was in the same graduating class as some of the Gavins, and they stood up for one another, and they were brothers, island brothers through and through. So they are truly inspirational to me. I'm so grateful for their stories and the history and the perspective that they can share with us. So many thoughts and prayers to Gene as he gets stronger each day.